What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Throwback Thursdays. I would like to preface this episode by saying that there I was, without a shirt on. It's nighttime. It's actually pretty late here, and I don't normally record this late, but there I was, and I thought to myself, Wolf, it's Wednesday, which means tomorrow is Thursday, but you haven't recorded a Throwback Thursday for the people. And I said to myself, I can't do that. I can't do that to them. So it's late. I know the lighting is a little weird. It's because it's dark outside. Normally I have natural light. But here we are with a Throwback Thursday episode for you. And this one is actually pretty special to me because I've talked about this a little bit before, but this is the match where so this match is from a tournament. It's from actually round 3 of DC Regionals 2011. And in this tournament, there's a turn where I made a good prediction, and it was in that moment that I felt like I could win the tournament, and I felt that I could be a professional or a real high caliber VGC player. And I have the moment here. And so looking back, obviously the game has evolved a lot from this point. Games were I don't know, it's kind of become a standard to be able to make, good predictions and make reads and stuff. But back in the day, I don't know, VGC wasn't as developed, and this is my first tournament, so to be able to make a really big risky read for me, it was just huge. And also keep in mind, this tournament was single elimination, so a single loss and you were out. And it's a lot harder to make really big callouts when you're in that kind of situation. And actually, this match is against a guy named Dylan. I'm so sorry, I totally forgot his last name, but he played VGC this year, and I'm sorry, he plays TCG now, and he actually got top 8 at Worlds, and I think it was last year. Dylan Bryant. He's such a nice guy. We had this cool rivalry where I played TCG for a while. I've actually played TCG longer than I've played VGC, back when I was a kid and stuff. And we had a rivalry where I think he beat me in a TCG regional, and then I beat him. Well, spoilers, I beat him here, as you might have guessed. Yes, and so he's a great guy. He's super nice, and he's really good at TCG now. So that's the situation. It's round 3 for DC Regionals 2011. Let's jump right into it. Obviously, this is VGC 2011 rules, where you can only use Unova-X Pokemon. Yes. Okay. So he leads off with Electros and Amoonguss. And I'm using a Trick Room team, so that's kind of scary for me, because as you I don't have Lumberry on my Mummy or on my Scrafty, so this isn't a phenomenal position because Electros normally uses Flying Gem, Acrobatics, and I don't have any way of stopping Spore, so I switch in my Emboar, who is one of my favorite Pokemon. And it was one of my favorite Pokemon in VGC 2011. And to stop the Acrobatics, I go for the Fake Out on the Electros, who flinches and is unable to move. And the Amoonguss does go for a Spore, but I did predict that correctly, as I thought he would Spore the Mummy, and I take a nap, unfortunately. But it's not that unfortunate, because my Emboar is holding Lumberry to try and counter Amoonguss. So that was nice. I got the Emboar for free. What's not nice is that this is probably Flying Gem, Acrobatics, Electros, and that's pretty threatening to both of my fighting Pokemon. So he makes a great switch there and goes for his Druddigon, I don't know how you say it. He goes for the bad dragon, and brings it in an Acrobatics with Flying Gem boost onto my Scrafty. Gonna do yeah, that's a bit of damage, and so Scrafty is actually OHKO'd in 1 hit. So I'm already down a Pokemon, and I've really not done a great job, and I'm Flare Blitzing something. Let's see what it is. Okay, so I do Flare Blitz the Electros, predicting the Amoonguss to protect, probably. And this is going to do a decent amount of damage, but unfortunately not enough. And I'll take some recoil damage there. So the position, I feel is definitely in my opponent's favor this turn. But I got Mummy back in for free, and this turn I will just protect my Emboar. Do not want to eat an Acrobatics. That would be very much less than ideal. As let's see what happens. Electros is going for an Acrobatics, just in case I didn't protect. Obviously, we didn't know if people were good enough to protect at this point, and these are all best of 1 matches too. So we don't know if the opponent even has protect back at this point. It was as crazy as that sounds. And so the best ability in the world activates Mummy. 2 Pokemon on the field now of Mummy, and I get Trick Room up. So I do have Trick Room up, but that's not as phenomenal because he has a Amoonguss in the back, right? And so if Amoonguss comes in, I've lost my Lumberry. Amoonguss almost definitely underspeeds my Emboar. And yeah, so it's just not looking great, but he does protect this turn on his Druddigon and also on his Electros. So he's just stalling out the turns of Trick Room. He's just this turn 2 that he's burning. Yes. And so I go for Will-O-Wisp into the Druddigon, trying to cover in case it didn't protect, and I Rock Slide to try and pick up the KO on the Electros. So basically, get a little chip damage on the Electros, and burn the Druddigon to lower its offensive potential. And this turn, he switches out of Druddigon into Amoonguss, right? And so think about this. It's Druddigon, Electros, Amoonguss and back, something else in back. And so I actually just go for a Shadow Ball. I mix up my play here, and I go for a Shadow Ball into the Electros, picking up the KO, not risking Rock Slide. Gonna knock out the Electros, which is good because it really is threatening to my team. This is turn 3 of Trick Room, and I actually Flare Blitz the Druddigon. So I know, like, looking back, that's like, okay, like, that was, like, kind of an obvious read, but that's the turn for me. This is the moment where Flare Blitz comes out. I actually think I crit him here, but I don't think it matters. Maybe not. I guess not. Maybe I crit somebody else's Amoonguss that I'm remembering. Yes, I don't know. So, like, I like, if you're an up-and-coming VGC player, I hope that you have moments like this, you know? I hope that you have games where you make, like, a move and it feels so good and you were so nervous, and I don't know, it just, like, I remember this specifically. I remember how good this felt. Yeah, I don't know. So he goes for a sub. He's still trying to install a Trick Room. He must not have Protect, or maybe he does, but he wants the sub. So I will go for Willows. I will miss on the Druddigon. So this game isn't over, keep in mind. This is turn 4 of Trick Room, so he just needs one more. And with Sub Thunderous, you know, he's capable of stalling it out, because we know that the Druddigon is protected. The Druddigon is definitely capable of protecting next turn. But we will trade a Rock Slide, like a Will-O-Wisp miss for a Rock Slide flinch. And so he does go for Protect here, but we know that the Thunderous isn't protecting because it hasn't moved yet, and Prankster raises Protect's priority. So he does go for sub again. He must not have Protect on his Thunderous. He must be supposed to be running Substitute Thunderous. And let's see what happens. Yeah, so I think I actually do call this correctly. Shadow Ball into the sub, and I would assume either a Rock Slide or a Flare Blitz into that spot to get the KO. Because I don't know. It's a weird looking back, because you don't know, like, I was like a noob, you know, like I won tournaments, but I was like a lot worse than I am now. And I'm still a buster now, so I don't know. It's weird looking back and being like, see, like I should have, like, if I was gonna make that read, I should have just Flare Blitz the slot. Like, there was no reason to Rock Slide there. So now he still has a chance. Unfortunately for me, TR is up. So let's see if he's able to bring this one back. Even though I've already told you the outcome. And I will, okay, this is like next level Trick Room stuff. Where, like, back when I was playing like dedicated Trick Room, you protect the Trick Room setter when you know they want to double into it. So he Thunderbolts into the Mummy, and let's see what Druddigon does. Dragon Claw. Both into Mummy. So basically, there was like a fortunate, and like once again, I should have just Flare Blitzed if I wanted to make this read. But I didn't. I mean, I don't know, I was a noob, so that's okay. So with Thunderous down, it's a 3 versus 1 situation, and it's really not looking good for Dylan. I forgot how long these animations take. Wow. Let's all say thank you that it moves faster now. Sucker Punch comes out into Ember. You're gonna do like a decent amount, but I think at this point, this one's like pretty much over. And I do go for Superpower. I originally had Hammer Arm, but I hated missing, so Superpower it is. We know he's not Rough Skin, so I will take this one home. So yeah, that's just like, I don't know, like looking back, I'm sure like a lot of VGC 16 and VGC 15, like more recent matches, they look a lot more exciting, you know? It's like, oh, like reads on reads on reads, and both players are going back and forth, but for me, this game is like one of my favorite games of all time, and it's like, it's very important to me. And even though it's not super flashy, I still think it's, I personally think it's like pretty cool that I can look back and say, like, this is one of the pivotal moments of my Pokemon career. And it's just like, you know, round 3 at regionals. I don't know. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed seeing like the background and learning about that. Obviously not the most flashy match, but still it's one that's important to me. So I'm glad that I could share it with you guys and that I could kind of record it forever before it's lost. If you like this kind of content, please make sure to leave thumbs up. That'd be cool. I hate this little thing at the bottom, like I hate that it blocks me. I should change that. Thumbs up. Because I have to raise my hand so high, you know? This doesn't feel natural to me. I want to go down here. Whatever. Okay. If you like this kind of content, please make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. I will be back very soon with more videos. Thank you for watching.